streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
And your source for eSport Racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight, presented by Voiles Trucking. We'll tell you all about the great company going on between Kathy and Brian Voiles and all the great happening stuff here in Full Velocity Racing Network land. But welcome aboard tonight. Hobo Racing Cup Series action at the Kansas Speedway about to take out there tonight for the J&K Express Towing 160 tonight here at the Kansas Speedway. We'll tell you all about our presenting sponsor here tonight, J&K Express Towing. But this field about to take onto the grid for 107 laps. Hope you're ready for the thrill out of your life. Phil LaCasse here along with my broadcast partner, Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton. Before we bring Todd in, let's go trackside.
Drivers, start your engines.
Welcome in our buddy Todd into the show as the Cars of the Stars, the Hobo Racing Cup Series have come live. The end are ready to rock, and we have a strong field of cars on hand. Todd, are you ready to rock?
Definitely ready to rock and roll. Hobo Racing, we got to thank Voiles Trucking. I tell you what, Kathy Voiles also involved in this one. Brian and Kathy Voiles, I tell you, fantastic for those guys to come aboard here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Fantastic for their support here. The Hobo Racing League, NASCAR 2003 community, Phil. You always got to thank those guys for the support.
Absolutely do, and I'm loving to come over here to Hobo as we're going to be here for 10 races here. Thanks to Kathy and Brian Voiles of Voiles Trucking bringing us on over aboard here, presenting sponsor tonight here on Full Velocity Racing Network. A great field of cars, so let's take you trackside for the starting lineup before this thing gets away already. On the pole aboard car number 029, that is Keila Jules, and alongside the 193 is Rick Johnson. In row number 2, we find car 77 of Kevin Roy with the 73 car of Herman Reese. Row 3, Josh Boyer in the 41, Eddie Rayleigh aboard the 112, Harry Cody and rolls off 7th aboard car 13 with Randy Smith aboard the number 10. Row 5, we find Danny Hardy in the number 03 with Jeff Fugate aboard car number 9. Running at the field here, we have Maverick in the 23, Jason San Diego 22. The 4 of Clifton Ashley. The 11 is Steve Grant. Ricky Bumbalo, the 85. 61 of Robbie Pauley. Rich Knappich in the 6. Steve Ravino's 21. Roger Nebelsick in the 51. Brian Voiles in the number 68. Larry D. Brendan Spadafora. Duke Sorensen. Billy Carter. Matt Stern. Bob Becker. Danny Rubino. Keith McLean. Ron Simpson and H.B. Hardy. A great field of cars here. I count 32. Touchdown. We are green. Green flag racing here at Kansas. We're already working lap number 1 to turn number 3. And look right the way the pole sitter. Keila Jules going to lead the field off of 4.
Yeah, Keila Jules, and then you got the 193 machine of Ricky Johnson of Voiles Trucking, making the pass down to the bottom side, takes over the top spot. And that 193 here early on in Kansas. The 093 machine of Keila Jules moves back to the second spot. Third right now is Herman Reese. Fourth is Eddie Raleigh. And then Kevin Roy right now rounds out your top 5 as they're running here.
Yes, they are. Top 5 as they exit turn number 4. We're going to apologize to the group. Coming over to the YouTube chat box live over here. Had a link, as you see, go back there. The previous link had to regenerate one really quick for you guys, and hopefully you've all found me over here. So if you're out there watching, I see Barbara's found us over there. Cindy's over there. Ladies, do me a favor. Send this link out to your friends out there watching. The original link kind of went down right as we put it on the air. Had a double button key up and shut off one screen and set up another, so I apologize for the link delay there, but hoping you'll get it all out there and join us on your source for esports racing. Now working lap number 3 of a 107 lap race, 160 miles here at Kansas tonight. And gotta say, our condolences here. J&K Towing Service, Express Towing, on our sponsorship here tonight, I have to give a shout out to the Nebelsick family, Roger and Jennifer. Jennifer's uncle passing away this morning. He was the owner of J&K Express Towing, and we put the name out there tonight for those guys that are remembered. So Roger and Jennifer Nebelsick, if you're listening, condolences from all of us here at Full Velocity out to the family, but happy to have you here live tonight as we have a yellow flag in the racetrack. Yellow on the speedway for the first time, presented by Hanover Wrecker Service. You in the West Virginia area, check them out on Facebook at Hanover Wrecker Service. If you're out there, it's got great towing service. Also, a lot of in-house repair shop going on over there, too. So check out that awesome Facebook there, Hanover Wrecker Service, doing some great things in the West Virginia area. But yellow flag coming out on the lap number 5 for the first time tonight. And I'm trying to kind of go back here and look through what may have happened with the replay. And I know Todd will probably be a little bit quicker than I am, but I'll give him a brief minute because, you know, it takes a lot here in NR 2003 going back to quickly find a replay. But I'm going to tell you about our friends at BladeNode.com. They're the sponsor at Full Velocity of all of our instant replays. BladeNode.com, VPS servers, or web hosting. If you're for great websites out there, dedicated servers, check them out today. BladeNode.com, our first instant replay of the night. Down to Todd in the booth. What happened, Todd?
What we're going to show you really quickly here is the 13 of Harry Codian bounces and glances off the wall here, comes back down, cannot keep control of the car, hits the number 9 machine just a tad bit, but the 23 of Maverick gets the worst end of this one here as he goes upside down the back straightaway here at Kansas. It does not look very good here for the 23. I shouldn't say upside down, up on his side there. The 23 got a lot of damage, probably the most damage out of all these guys, so I'm going to say that's probably the worst luck here for the number 23 machine. He didn't quite go upside down. I thought he was going to do a little bit of roof surfing, but he actually went up on his side there. A little bit of damage to the 23 machine, and of course, it looks like the 4 machine there. Yeah, definitely the 4. A lot of front-end damage, too, for the 4 around. Unfortunate chain of events here on the back straightaway brings out our first yellow flag here tonight. That's the BladeNode.com instant replay.
There you have it. Got to thank the guys over at BladeNode.com. Our buddies Sam Perry and Vladno. Vladno's been in the hospital here the last couple of days. We want to give our shout out to him. Hope he is definitely feeling better, but I got to thank all those guys. If you go to BladeNode.com today, use promo code FVRN. You will get 25% off your first month or yearly purchase there for those guys with a subscription. Check them out today. BladeNode.com as we're rolling here at the Kansas Speedway as the Cars and Stars of the Hobo Racing Cup Series presented tonight by Voiles Trucking, and also a big shout to our buddy Brendan Spadafora. He's out there aboard car 37. You got to check out his awesome podcast webcast over on YouTube called Full Throttle with the Gent. It is absolutely awesome. Covers the entire NASCAR scene. Very insightful, very entertaining. Does a lot of trivia as well. So give it a look over there. Subscribe to his channel over there. Look up the show Full Throttle with the Gent, or subscribe to our buddy Brendan the Gent over on YouTube, and you will be very, very much entertained. Great to have our great sponsors, of course, out here on the network each and every night. Todd, I know you have the entire list to show off on our screen, so let's tell all our viewers out there in our 2003 community all the great people that help us behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely got to thank a lot of our sponsors here. NASCAR 2003, iRacing Style here for the Full Velocity Racing Network. I got to thank, first and foremost, Voiles Trucking. Brian and Kathy Voiles coming aboard as a sponsor here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, coming aboard as a sponsor and helping out Hobo Racing League, man. A big shout out to the Voiles Trucking Group and everything that they have done here for the community and ourselves here at Full Velocity Racing Network. That's fantastic there. So check those guys out. You can check them out on Facebook. Phil has a little bit more background on Voiles Trucking, but we'll run through the sponsors rather quickly. Phil will fill you in all evening long about Voiles Trucking. The next sponsor that we have up here, Hanover Wrecker Service down in West Virginia area. Hanover Wrecker Service, our official yellow flag sponsor here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank iRacingIFlag.com. Want to step above the competition, the iRacing community, iRacing iFlag, Jeff Brown and those guys do a fantastic job. A sponsor here for Full Velocity Racing Network. Been a big supporter here of the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank South Texas Speedway. You can visit them at www.southtxspeedway.com. Just coming aboard here. Got to thank South Texas Speedway for coming aboard here just the other days as we broke the news for those guys. Also got to thank BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Phil filled you in a little bit on that one. Full Velocity Racing Network. sponsor here. So FVRN is the promo code to get 25% off your purchase. Also got to thank Monstar Productions, Jake Keel, hashtag making dirt track racing great again, and having a great race coming up here on the iRacing community here in a little bit. Also got to thank Full Throttle with the Jet. Finally got a nice sponsor widget logo here for Full Throttle with the Jet. So I got to thank Brendan Spada for his sponsorship and his contributions here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also got to thank TDR-Racing TDR-Racing League, TDR Racing, our official Turtle sponsor. Also, Har Racing Motorsports for their sponsorship for the quick time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they are evil. Also, Trash Painted Graphics, Jason Salter and Trash Painted Graphics over in the iRacing community. Again, Voiles Trucking, fellas, we're getting ready to go green flag. Got a lot of sponsors out there to thank. Thank you for the time here. We'll hit them a couple times during this broadcast.
Absolutely right, but green flag racing going back up in the air. Ricky Johnson there aboard that Voiles Trucking 193, going to lead the field back to green. Keela Jules in the number 029. Herman Reese with 73. Kevin Roy, Eddie Rayleigh going to be our top 5 as we roll off of turn number 2. It is open setup racing here, NR 2003 style. So far, so good for Ricky Johnson, but look at Keela Jules. He's got that yellow and black number 29 digging down to the low side off the apron, almost pulled the long side. Had to think better of that. He'll fall back in line. Ricky Johnson with a good car. He's going to lead the field off of 4.
Definitely a good car is the 193 here tonight of Ricky Johnson. As the 29 of Kilojoules tried to the inside there momentarily, not able to do anything here with the number 193 machine. We'll see if he's able to do it a little bit later on in the event, as we are on lap number 10 of 107 here tonight. The 73 of Herman Reese, he's a guy you always got to keep an eye out on. He is running in that third spot. The 77 machine of Kevin Roy is currently running in 4th. Eddie Raleigh is the number 112 machine. He is running in that 5th spot there, Phil. Then the number 41 of Josh Boyer. We've seen Boyer win quite a few races over here, Hobo Racing, over the years, so keep an eye out on the 41 machine. It's great to be back, a part of the Hobo Racing League here.
It really is. We're going to be here a lot over the course of the rest of the season here on a Tuesday night. Go to our full website. Want to see the full calendar events we got, including this Tuesday night schedule with the Voiles Trucking Hobo Racing Cup Series. FullVelocityTV.com is where you find us, so we'd love to have you go over there and check that out. You can become a sponsor, be a contributor, check out our event calendar, or even book your next event with us, and we will love to have you here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Ricky Johnson leading the field here at Kansas. Keila Jules, Herman Reese, Kevin Roy, Eddie Rayleigh, your top 5. Josh Boyer currently running in the 6th spot. Danny Hardy, the legendary Danny Hardy, the 03 running in 7th. Jeff Fugates up to 8th. Keith McLean running 9th. And how about that Voiles Trucking number 68 of Brian Voiles? Brian's now up into the top 10, having a good run early tonight in Kansas Town. The field now working its way down toward turn 1. Yeah, Keila Jules tonight, our Har Motorsports quick time of the evening in qualifying with a pole lap 29.985 for the 029 car, I should say. Only driver that eclipsed under 30 seconds a lap. Keila Jules out there in the 029 now leading the field over Ricky Johnson. Herman Reese right there with Tire Tracks riding in the 3rd spot. Kevin Roy, Eddie Rayleigh 5th. I've been watching a pretty good little battle shaping up back here, Todd, between Danny Hardy in the 03, Keith McLean in the 28 car. Keith keeps peeking down the low side. Nothing happening there. It was good battling going on as these cars fan off of the 4th turn. You can see them all down to the apron off of the 4th turn, shortening up that front straightaway, getting that good run. And right now we'll run up ahead, racing alongside for position number 5. Eddie Rayleigh coming from fire for the 41 of Josh Boyer. He's got the Jegs machine down lower to turn 3.
Yeah, fantastic racing going on here. Like you said, is the number 41 of Boyer down to the bottom side. Raleigh. Oh, Raleigh gets sideways. Contact to the outside wall. And the 112 machine, hopefully he's going to stay clean and green there. Great hands there by the 112 machine. Yes, he made contact with the wall, but it wasn't coming back down into traffic, so he hit the brakes there, Phil, spiking them. But, man, he's got to have a lot of damage to the right side of that car.
Yeah, he certainly does. Back end damages as well. Took a hit to the right side there. Eddie Rayleigh was up In the top 5, racing around Josh Boyer. There was no contact between the two. 112 car just got really, really loose off the corner from the top 5. Eddie really going to drop all the way back now. Looks like even outside the top 30. So a tough, tough break for Eddie there in the 112. Looks like 2 drivers, Todd, of the 30 that started here tonight have already come down here through contact in that first incident. Clifton Ashley and Steve Grant, both drivers behind the wall for the night, which is a tough break because I believe Steve Grant, I'll go back over here in a minute and look through our point standings, but I believe Steve Grant was up amongst the top runners here in the Hobo Cup Series. So that'll be a tough break ending his night, but good racing going on up there in the top 10 as we see guys like Keith McLean making his way forward. He's around Josh Boyer, 28 car on the move off of 4.
Yeah, McLean was able to get around the number 41 machine of Boyer. The 03 of Danny Hardy was looking down to the bottom there. The 41 machine not able to complete a pass here, as it looked like Boyer was getting a little bit out of shape as he was getting pressed there by the 28 of McLean and the 03 of Hardy. But Boyer able to maintain that spot. Now McLean challenging for the 77 of Kevin Roy. Roy drifts up the track as the 28 of McLean goes down to the bottom side, down the front straightaway. It is Keith McLean now taking over that 4 spot, Phil. He is the man on the move.
Well, he is just on a mission right now around Kevin Roy's 77 car. And Keith McLean was over 2 seconds behind the leaders about 3 laps ago. He's got it down to under 2 seconds. He's got it down under a second as he is moving. He is boogieing down the back stretch, shooting into turn number 3. It is all Keila Julis up front by about 5 car lengths over Ricky Johnson. Herman Reese there for 3rd. Fastest car on the racetrack right now, that Ford, that Texaco Haviland, number 28, Keith McLean on the move. He's going to look to pick up a spot from Herman Reese. 2 car lengths there is the battle in the turn 1.
Yeah, McLean definitely the fastest car out there on the speedway, as you said there, Phil. 30.749 last time by. The next closest time is a 30.916, and actually Kilojoules a 30.849 last time. So Kilojoules still slower than Keith McLean as McLean makes a short work of the 73 of Herman Reese. Put McLean up to that 3rd spot as he keeps on charging.
Yeah, he is moving up there in that 28 car, boogieing down to the low side off of turn number 2 as we look through the field here. I see the ladies out there, the YouTube chat. Ladies, I am paying attention. I'm glad you've all, I see Ann's checked in over there. Judy's over there, so I know we had the YouTube link up earlier. So we had to put the new different link out there as out of the 38 buttons Todd had. He hit the wrong one there one time. It started the stream, ended the stream, so the different stream key went out there. We apologize for that, but it does happen when we do this simulation as a lot of stuff kind of goes into it. But looking out to the racetrack, we do see Steve Rubino out there running. The ladies are asking, where is old Steve Rubino? Steve has worked his way into the top 10 around our buddy Brendan Spadafora. Those guys running for 10th and 11th. Good to see a couple of our buddies, Todd, racing for lights up there in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely see those guys as McLean continues his charge now up to the 193 of Ricky Johnson. That Voiles Trucking sponsored 193 machine. As here comes McLean and the Haviland number 28 machine down to the bottom side. The 193 side by side. And I'm sure he's going to make quick work of Ricky Johnson. Unfortunately, the 28 just that much faster here early on in the going. Put McLean to that 2nd spot.
McLean now up to 2nd. That is a guy in the move. I see Ann Assay out there. Where's Danny? Danny currently running in the 44 car. Last time by was scored 21st position back there in a really good race between himself, Matt Stern, and Larry D. Maybe we'll go take a peek back there as Keith McLean has now worked his way up to 2nd around Ricky Johnson, and he's got a gap to run down there, well over 1 second between himself and Keila Julis. We're going to go back there and check on the progress of the 21 car of Steve Rubino. He's got Brendan Spadafora right there. Also, Ron Simpson in the 25. Ron's come from deep in the field, as has HB Hardy. Great to see HB out there in the 30 tonight, currently running 13th. Those guys having a great race, Todd, racing for the 10th spot down in the turn 1.
Definitely a fantastic race, a 3 wide down the back straightaway. Steve Rubino backs out of it. I'm going to tell you what, it's probably smart here early on in the going to back out of the throttle there and able to let those guys that are a tad bit faster than him as of right now to get by him. The 30 machine of HB Hardy doing a fantastic job. Love the sponsorship on that number 30 machine, that Razor sponsor machine. Got one of those keyboards actually directly in front of me. Fantastic, fantastic keyboard in itself in its own right. But also love the 37s look, that old throwback number 37, that McDonald's sponsor machine there, Phil. Reminds me of the 94 days.
Yeah, it really does. It's cool to see Brendan out there giving that paint a good ride. But HB Hardy, Todd, was just running 13th. He made moves around Simpson, Spadafora, and Rubino. Put HB Hardy now, that number 30 Razor Keyboards machine at Camaro now up into the top 10. as we look further up front. Keith McLean beginning to run down the 029 just by a little bit there. It was 1.1 seconds about 2 laps ago. It is down to 0.7 of a second, and that may even shrink here through 3 and 4 because the 28 now has pulled what was a big gap down to about 6 car lengths. Keith McLean, I don't know if we have timing and scoring telemetry here in NR 2003, Todd, but that 28 definitely got to be one of the fastest cars on the racetrack.
Yeah, last time by there fell 31.150 for McLean, 31.451 for kilojoules in that 029 machine. So a lot faster is Keith McLean here, all down under a half a second as we speak right now.
Yeah, he is making a dig out there as he's run down 0.4 of a second now to about 3 car lengths through the exit of turn number 3 and 4. See him washing up the hill. You see the 029 starting to show up the racetrack. Keith's car nice and easy off of the throttle, and that car is just motoring down to turn number 1. It's those two guys running away from the field. There's Ricky Johnson running in that 3rd spot. Herman Reese running 4th. Kevin Roy in the top 5 as well. But those guys, 3 car lengths. It's stable for the time being down the back stretch of turn number 3. We'll look for another battle to show off. We'll keep an eye on this race for the lead. But I see that good race back there, Todd. The 37 of Spadafora, the 66 of Billy Carter, and Brian Voiles of the 68. Those guys are having a heck of a race back there for 11th on back. We'll keep tabs on the lead, but that's the best battle of the racetrack. They hit turn 3, racing for the 11th spot.
As Phil's looking down through, just trying to get caught up here with Brendan Spadafora in that number 37 machine there. The 66 of Brett Carter is now working over the bottom side here, trying to get around Brendan Spadafora. He's going to take over that 11th spot, wrestle that away from Spadafora, drop kick him back to the 12th spot, but I don't know if that's going to last very long. But the number 22 machine now down to the bottom. That's Jason San Diego in the number 22 machine, moving into the 12th position. Spadafora having a lot of trouble here. The 68 of Brian Voiles getting by Spadafora also. Oh, contact made! Brian Voiles around and hard. He backs it into the outside wall here at the Kansas Speedway as Brendan Spadafora makes contact, and around goes Brian Voiles in that Voiles trucking machine.
Oh, man, and that's like 2 sponsors there getting together, guys. That's not what we want to see as we go under caution flag for the 2nd time here tonight, presented by Hanover Wrecker Service. Brian Voiles, the back end of that Voiles trucking number 68 is all destroyed. That Mustang now looks like it may be a Ford Focus at this point as he tries to get that car rolling. Yellow flag for the 2nd time here tonight on lap number 31. We caught it live on the screen, Todd, but it's worth going back and taking another look. What happened to that Spadafora car? Did he get really tight and into the side of the 68? Because I don't think Brian expected that contact. It really came out of nowhere. That car heavily damaged there in that back end.
Definitely heavily damaged here. We're going to rewind it a little bit more than what we had is Voiles. Brian Voiles in the Voiles trucking sponsor machine, that Ford Mustang, comes up the track just a little bit. And I think Spadafora just misjudged his entry point, and I think he thought he was clear there. The 68 of Brian Voiles. Voiles backs it into the outside wall here. He keeps on the brakes, which is fantastic driving by the number 68 machine, not to get clobbered by another driver. But as you said, Phil, maybe a subcompact here is the number 68 machine. You said a Ford Focus. I'm more thinking of a Ford Pinto.
Oh, yeah, Pinto's a good one too, but I'm thinking Focus because my daughter owns one, or a Fusion. Is it a Fusion? No, it's Focus. It's a dinky little car. Tiny little thing, and it reminds me of that for sure, being a Ford out there. But caution flag for the 2nd time here tonight. Working lap number 32 in pit road is a busy, busy place as we find all of our race leaders down there getting no doubtably 4 tires and fuel on. I see kilojoules has come down there to pit road and exited, as has Ricky Johnson. Those guys have taken 4 tires. Herman Reese out there in his sleek black Cadillac. Carter 73 rolls away. He's going to roll out 3rd. Keith McLean going to lose 2 spots on pit road with 28, Todd. He's going to fall back to 4th. And Josh Boyer, that number 41 car, that Golf AM Tour sponsored car there. Golf all over the side of that 41 car all around it. That's a cool-looking scheme there for Josh. That's going to run our top 5 off of pit road. Yellow flag for the 2nd time here tonight. And man, that was some good racing going on up front. kilojoules got a really good car. Keith McLean lost a couple of spots there on pit road, but we know about 28. He's got a lot of speed. Only problem is now he's also a little bit of that track position. Advantage on 29 car, 1/3 of the way in.
Yeah, definitely an advantage for kilojoules here in that 029 machine. Like you said, 1/3 of the way in. We're on lap 32 of 107 there, Phil, with the Hobo Racing League here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Your source for eSport Racing, I tell you. A fantastic race so far. It looked like they're getting strung out. I was almost thinking that there was going to be green flag pit stops there, Phil. It's not to rule that out. There probably still will be. Kansas Speedway, one of those cookie cutter type tracks, allows for that kind of stuff there, Phil. Is that they're able to spread out. The open setup's going to be able to spread them out. And I think we're going to see some green flag pit stops here this evening. Just a little bit of bad luck here early in the going here for a couple of drivers, but not a lot of yellow flags here, particularly at Kansas normally.
No, not at all. Not usually. And, this is probably one of my most favorite racetracks. It's a racetrack that I personally have been really good at over the years. Picked up a couple of wins here, and I don't win often, but some of my earliest days of actually winning races, a couple of them come right here at this Kansas Speedway here. Original game version track that came with the old game here from 16 years ago. So, nothing new out there and edited on the racetrack. It's all the same as what we played there when this game was first all released there in 2003. So, it's all out there. It's all familiar. The old worn-out pavement here. Good 2 grooves of racing at Kansas. You will certainly see here tonight. And I expect, as Todd said, maybe we see some green flag pit stops over the course of the night. That'll be certainly cool indeed. But got to give a shout once again to our friends Brian and Kathy Voiles of Voiles Trucking. They're responsible for getting us out here on a Tuesday night for 10 races here over the balance of this season. I cannot wait to see where these guys all take the good runs they're going to have all year. Brian and Kathy Voiles, sole proprietors of their company. They do freight hauling, leasing of trucks. No job too big or too small. You can haul anything or everything. The rates are absolutely affordable. Check them out now. Look them up at Voiles Trucking on Facebook. Contact Brian and Kathy Voiles today. They are some really great people. They do a lot, not only for the whole sim racing community, and not only us here for the Full Velocity Racing Network, but, as a whole. They are racers. They love racers. They support racers all over the place. I'm so happy to have the 2 of them aboard. We've known the Voiles family for a long, long time. Brian, a second-generation racer. His father, Lynn, was a racer out here for a long time who passed away a couple of years ago. A couple of times, Lynn was a race winner on our old moniker, DRTV days back there. But very fond memories. Great to see Brian out there still going at it. And Todd, he's even said he has a grandson in the pipeline. He is already teaching to turn laps of this thing because one day he hopes to have his grandkid race again for a checkered flag. That's really cool.
That's definitely awesome. There is the iRacing iFlag, green flag getting ready to come back out here. Hobo Racing League here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Kilojoules leading the field here with the 193 of Ricky Johnson. Green flags in the air. We're racing as these guys get up through that gearbox. And like you said, the Voiles family, got to appreciate those guys and appreciate their upbringing as far as the kids, bringing them into racing. That kind of stuff, a grandson, bringing them up into racing. That's what you kind of want to see here, Phil. You want to keep that racing itch going here throughout every generation you can, because that's what we need here. And the tight-knit group of racers and online racers, that goes a long ways. And I strongly suggest that here on Full Velocity Racing Network, you guys go out and support those who support, whether it's racing, online racing. They're all pretty much grouped together, I'm going to tell you, Phil. Just to go out there and support those guys.
Absolutely. Cannot say it better as we're Green Flag Racing back here at Kansas now working on lap number 36. And we saw Herman Reese slide up the hill. He lost a couple of spots as Keith McLean's rocket is riding back there to life there. The 28 now back up to the 3rd spot. Josh Boyer now up to 4th aboard that number 41 car. Herman Reese has dropped back to 5th. Kevin Roy there running the 6th spot. How about the run for H.V. Hardy, that 30 car? H.V. up to 7th. Father Danny Hardy, the father and son racing team out there. Danny running in the 8th spot. 9th, we find Jason San Diego. And running at the top 10, the number 37 car of Brendan Spadafora. Good to see his car is still strong. We look at the likes of we've got a number 66 Carter machine. Brett Carter running in the 11th spot. Randy Smith is 12th. Matt Stern 13th. Ricky Bumbalo currently 14th. Bob Becker, old pushrod, running in the 15th spot. But Todd, we got a race going on for the lead. Ricky Johnson has chased down kilojoules. They're going to race for the race lead toward turn 1.
And Ricky Johnson was already overtaken by the 28 of Keith McLean, and guess what? McLean overtakes the 029 of Kilojoules there for the race lead. The 28, that rocket ship, now out front. We're going to see if he's going to run away and hide into his own different area code here in that number 28 machine. So we'll see what happens here as the race clicks off and goes on here under green flag conditions. Kilojoules now running in second. Great battle going on for third, though, between the Voiles Trucking 199 machine of Ricky Johnson and Josh Boyer right now running in that fourth spot. Boyer really having the power move on the top shelf of the Speedway. Side-by-side battle for third, but put Boyer now to that third spot. Drop kick the 199 of Ricky Johnson to fourth.
Yep, put Josh Boyer, that number 41 now up to third. Ricky Johnson going to drop back to fourth, and he may fall to the clutches here of Herman Reese with 73 as Herman got that black Cadillac always rolling as he always does. He was going to look to the low side. Now he's going to drift up high. Kansas is a racetrack, Todd. Always been great for two-groove racing here, especially this old game track. You can do a really good job. You can set a car to race up high. You can really save your tires out there, because I remember right this old track. You run that low side long enough and overpush it, you can heat that right front tire up, and you overheat a right front at Kansas, you are going to be one miserable guy. Great run so far for these guys.
Definitely a great run for these guys, and man, like you said, heating those tires up, and you can be really miserable heating that right front tire up here, especially Kansas. You got to give an update for the YouTube chat box out there. Been paying attention. Don't think that we're not paying attention. Steve Rubino currently running in that 16th position. Danny Rubino running in 17th in the 44. Just to keep you guys updated out there, it's fantastic. You guys keep us on our toes here at Full Velocity Racing Network. We're paying attention. Don't you worry.
We certainly are. I've got Facebook all locked down here. I got YouTube locked down. I'm also monitoring over there. If anybody, chimes in or watching over on Twitch, chime in, say hello. I am going to pay attention to all three feeds, the best I can do for all you guys and girls out there tonight. Glad you've all joined us on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. We are approaching halfway here tonight in Kansas, the J&K Express Towing 160, 42 of 107 laps. So certainly in the middle parts of the race, but the race leader, the 28 car of Keith McLean, trying to drive away. He's got 5 car lengths on Kilojoules as they exit turn 2.
Yeah, just watching battling going on throughout the field here, Phil. I've been following the 193 just a little bit here. The Voiles Trucking Ricky Johnson machine as he's trying to get back into the, I believe that's going to be the third position there. Is Boyer holding on to that? So Johnson's car seems to go a little bit awry here early in the going, but then it seems to settle itself in that 193 machine. So right now, sticking to the rear bumper of the 41 machine. So if you got a favorite driver out there, let us know here on these chat boxes. Let us know who your favorite driver is, who you're watching, who you're following. We'll do the best to keep updates if you want updates on those drivers throughout the racing night here. We're on lap number 43 of 107. These keep clicking off there, Phil. The 73 starting to get a little bit faster here. Herman Reese. Reese right now ran a 30.845, so he's a tad bit quicker than both of the cars in front of him.
He certainly is. Another guy, Todd, who has my attention, as he always does anytime I come into an NR 2003 server and see the name Danny Hardy. Well, that GM Goodrich, number 03, Old Faithful, is running up through the field. Danny, last time by, scored in the 7th spot. He has chased down that group up front that has the likes of Kevin Roy, Herman Reese, Ricky Johnson, Josh Boyer. That's a group running for back on third on back. Well, now Danny Hardy is into that fight, but they are side by side for what looks like that 5th or 4th spot. Ricky Johnson and Herman Reese. They'll race door to door off of 2.
As they were able to see Boyer take over, or get drop kicked, I should say, 73 of Herman Reese taking over the position there for the 41 of Boyer. So put Herman Reese to that 4th spot there, Phil, is the microphone, trying to make sure I hit the right buttons there so I don't make anything crash. So really taking my time sometimes to announce this thing, but Boyer right now behind the 73 of Herman Reese, as Boyer's car seems to have gotten away just a little bit. We'll see if it comes in here later in the later portion of this event.
We certainly will, and we talk about Todd taking his time to hit the button, make sure he does it right, because unlike all our broadcasting, a lot we do in iRacing nowadays, we come back into the simulation, everything is going to be compacted into the screen you're looking at in front of you, so Todd has to be really, really careful, because he's got so many different buttons that pop up different things out there. Hit the wrong button, the stream may completely go haywire, and so kudos to Todd here. I think it said, what's the count up to for button count, Todd? About 37 buttons for an NR 2003 broadcasting got out there for us.
Tonight I added the 39th or 38th and 39th button here tonight, so Just trying to get some other things, overlays, different things for the fans out there. So if you'd like to see something different on Full Velocity Racing Network, we take suggestions. So if you'd like to see something different here on the overlays, see maybe the top 10 over there in the right-hand corner once in a while. If you want to see some of the stats that are going on, just let us know here. We're more than willing to work with all the fans out there because you make us here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, even the drivers for that matter, the leagues out there that want to see something just a tad bit different. We're working on things, trust me. We're working on a new overlay. It'll be brought here, and it'll probably be unveiled here at Hobo Racing since these guys have been a fantastic league to us here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I'm almost willing to bet that's where it's going to be unveiled, Phil.
I guarantee it, because these guys have been our most loyal and faithful clients over here in NR 2003 for such a long time, and we've got something new in the pipeline. We're going to show off the overlay. We'll kind of take a little bit of a revamp over there, and you guys will be the first to see it when it is done for sure. As the Full Velocity Racing Network train, we're out there on the airwaves sometimes 5-6 nights a week, depending on the busy schedules we carry. So we've been putting some time behind the scenes, and all the great sponsors we've had come forward here. It has certainly been some very, very busy times, and we are very thankful for that because we love what we do. We love bringing the racing action to you like we are tonight at the Kansas Speedway Hobo Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. Keith McLean leading Keila Julis. Them two have us kind of checked out and run away from the field, Todd, by over 3.5 seconds. Ricky Johnson, they're running in the third spot, but he has come under fire. Herman Reese and Josh Boyer, those guys racing on for fourth on back. Good race off the corner for racing for P4.
Yeah, definitely a good race there as Herman Reese got a tad bit loose there, Phil. That allowed the door to be wide open for the 41 of Josh Boyer. Boyer able to capitalize, take back that fourth spot from Herman Reese. Reese now falls back into the clutches of the number 77 of Kevin Roy, Danny Hardy. HB Hardy right there, Phil. Great race for the number 30, HB Hardy, running in that 8th position, so he's starting to make some headway here.
He was back there about 5 laps ago. I checked into a 30 car, and he was a good second behind his dad there in the 03, Danny Hardy. Well, now you see those guys on nose to tail. Those guys having good races going on up there for about 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th on back. As they say, single file, as we kind of do out here in the pavement. You know, we'll settle in and learn how to do this pavement stuff again, I tell you, because a lot of the stuff we do on the dirt is very, very quick and heavy hitting, and it works quick. So we kind of migrate back to the field looking for some good battles to show off, and I'm just kind of clicking around, and I'm not seeing anything on the way of. As we go on board with the Bladeno.com onboard camera aboard the 029 Keila Julis, take a lap around this mile-and-a-half Kansas Speedway live on your source for esports racing. Let's go on board. One lap on board, that 029 of Keila Julis, our current race leader, but he may not be for long here. Him and Keith McLean, those guys have been the two fastest cars here at the Kansas Speedway all night long as they race amongst themselves for the race leaders. We're pretty close. We can say we're halfway home here at the Kansas Speedway. Keith McLean now down to the low side of Keila Julis. They have lap traffic up ahead, but they still race on for the race lead. 55 of 107 on the board.
Yeah, definitely over. I believe that's over halfway now, Phil. So that's going to be rather interesting. No, we're coming up on halfway, I should say. I don't know. We're past halfway for that matter. The 029 at Keila Julis, man, my brain has left me today, Phil. Whether it's work or here now, I just can't function today for some reason. It's a Tuesday, and it feels like a Monday that I just woke up and I was intoxicated all night long. So I can't find my brain. If somebody can find it, please message me.
All right, let's page Dr. Well, I can't say Dr. Green. We need a neurosurgeon out here to find Todd's brain out there tonight. We are past halfway. We do some Common Core math up here in the Full Velocity Racing Network booth, so we're obviously going to be unprepared for life, just like the younger generation. But you divide 107 by 2, you put the 2 there, and it equates to about 53.5 laps. So working lap 56, we are halfway home here. So what do you say we take a stab at a full field rundown update on everybody's runnings out here tonight? The J&K Express Towing 160 at Kansas. Our race leader currently, the number 029 of Keila Julis. Keith McLean currently running second. In third, we find Ricky Johnson. He is almost 5 seconds behind our 2-up racing for the lead. Fourth is Josh Boyer. Herman Reese is currently running in the 5th spot. Kevin Roy is 6th. H.B. Hardy now running in the 7th spot. Danny Hardy running in 8th. Randy Smith in 9th. Jason San Diego, he rounds out our top 10. Brett Carter runs 11th aboard the 66. Matt Stern is running in the 12th spot. Steve Rubino currently 13th. Jeff Fugate 14th. Danny Rubino up there running in the 15th spot. Good run for Bino. 16th will be Bob Becker, the old push rod. Rich Napick is 17th. Brendan Spatafora is 18th. Harry Codiani is 19th. Ricky Bumbalo rounding out our top 20. All those drivers on the lead lap, as is Eddie Rayleigh in the board, the number 112. Final driver on the lead lap running in 25th, 21st. 22nd, we find one lap down, the likes of Roger Nebelsick, or Nebelsick now running in the 22nd spot there, as I think somebody may have come down the pit road. That was Brendan Spatafora on pit road. Nebelsick running 22nd. Brian Voiles running 23rd. He is 2 laps down, as is Ron Simpson. I believe that's is it Robbie Pauly, Richie Pauly in the 61. He is 2 laps down above the 61 car. 27th, we find Larry D in the 188. He is running 3 laps down, as is Maverick aboard car number 23. Duke Sorensen the 59. All those drivers out there, the top 28, 3 laps down. 2 cars out of the event include Clifton Ashley in the 4 and the number 11 car of Steve Grant. Your full field rundown tonight. What do you say we make it sponsored by Full Throttle with the Gent? Our buddy Brendan we just saw on pit road. Check out Full Throttle with the Gent over here on YouTube. Our old buddy Brendan the Gent has taught a caution flag for the 3rd time tonight. Has graced us here in Kansas just past the halfway, just as we were getting toward around what looks like green flag pit stop window was beginning to open. Head of a record service caution flag number 3 rolling out to the racetrack now, and tough to tell right away what happened out there, where it may have come from, who may and will be involved, but that is why we give you the cameras, and you'll go back here, take a look at our Full Velocity Racing Network replay, presented by BladeNode.com. Todd, what do you got for us?
Yeah, BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Our instant replay here, what brought out the yellow, and this involves Danny Rubino in the 44 machine. Everybody under green flag positions. Yeah, Bino making contact here to the outside. Well, not sure what Bino just went up to the track, and that wall sucks you in. I know that the marble's up there. Gets sideways, makes contact there with the 17. Good old push rod there. Bob Becker goes around, clips the 25 just a tad bit, and then he just slowly backs it into the wall, comes to a rest there. The Hobo Racing number 44 of Danny Rubino. Now down on towards the pit road there. Doesn't look like a lot of damage, but it was enough to bring out yellow flag under green flag pit stops.
Yeah, and I'm devastated to see Bino's car all tore up there, as he was having such a terrific run up at the top 15, and hoping that car will be all right coming down on pit side there. Maybe bang out a little damage. Looks all right in the back end. I'm trying to get the proper camera. Maybe Tom's got a better one to show the front end of the race car there. See, looks like all edges are straight there on the front end. So maybe Danny come down on pit road. So 4 tires out there. Car looks to be in okay shape. I think that'll be all right. A little bit of maybe damage there to the right rear of the 44. So hopefully Danny is okay. Because when one of the Rubinos have a good run, Todd, the ladies out there in the YouTube chat, they are happy. When the YouTube ladies are happy, I am happy. Because that means they're not mad at us. We don't want them mad at us because that's the worst.
No, definitely not. And you can see a lot of damage to the right side of the number 44 machine as we show the camera here as he's getting to work on pit road. See if they fix that damage there on the right side, but heavy damage there. It's compacted in. You can see it, see the tires sticking out almost like an open wheel car. We know these guys are closed body cars, so they're going to go to work on it, try to patch it up, put the barrel on, put whatever else they need to put on that number 44 machine. Looks like they're going to bang out that big old dent there in the 44 machine. So hopefully he's no worse for the wear. Danny Rubino now joining the field there. A lengthy pit stop, but it looks like a lot of the damage repaired on that right side.
It looks all right. It's totally not straight on the right side, that Hobo Racing number 44 for old Danny Rubino, but the car is still pointed straight. There's still, about 40 laps to go in this thing. Maybe he can soldier back up there and salvage a great run here in the Hobo Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. So happy to have Brian and Kathy Voiles aboard. Great people. Known them for a long time. I'm glad we have reconnected with them and brought them into the Full Velocity Racing family because they fit here really well with us. And they're kind of the same simple people we are that love doing what we do, love supporting sim racing. So just very natural once again to look at them. But Todd, I'm going to take a quick peek over here really quick at the point standings here under our caution flag, and maybe we'll have to banter some back and forth here. But coming into the night, Keela Julis, our current point leader. He scored 17.35 on the year, 5-point advantage over Jeff Fugate aboard the number 9. Jeff Fugate currently running in the top 10 in P10 as we speak. Third of the standings, we find Harry Codian aboard car number 13. Harry's had kind of a struggle here tonight. I looked for the 13 car and looking all the way up and down the standings. Where the heck is the 13? Looks like he may be even outside the top 30 at this point. Is he? I am struggling to find where is the 13 of my running order. Todd, I am struggling here. Where the heck is Harry Codiani at? Oh, he's up there in the lead. He let a lap. So maybe he gets that point there. I was frozen on the screen, was scrolling down, and didn't see he was up there in the lead. He must have stayed out there to lead a lap. So, hey, that's bonus points. When you're 13 points back, you need all the bonus points you can get. Fourth of the standings, we find Randy Smith and Steve Grant. Comes in tonight, fifth in the points, 111 markers back. The unfortunate thing is, Steve was involved in that early caution flag there. Todd is going to finish up deep in the field here tonight in 30th. That is a big, big points hit for the 11 car. The good news is we're only about 13 races into the season here. He still has a long way to go. Steve Grant's a hell of a race car driver. He can make that up, but man, it sucks to lose one here at a good track like Kansas.
It definitely sucks there, Phil, to lose all that track position. Watching the cars flash by at that full velocity. It's a Chevy Corvette out there, the safety car here, working on the other car there, Phil. That's one thing that we were going to talk about.
We didn't do that today, did we?
We were going to bring that to the racetrack here, and we forgot it. We left it in the shop. Hopefully we'll bring it back out here the next time we visit Hobo, which is rather soon here. A lot of races coming up for the Hobo Racing League, so got to thank those guys and thank the support of Hobo Racing for the Full Velocity Racing Network, the fans, all of our sponsors there, Phil. We'll hit up our sponsors again here before the end of the show a couple more times. Maybe we'll try a couple of interviews. I know the fans out there want to hear interviews under yellow flag, so maybe we'll get to a interview here. If we get another yellow flag, we want to see green flag racing all the way to the end, though. As that full velocity pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down to pit road, getting ready for the iRacing I flag, green flag. It is in the air now. It's unraveled. They put that loud pedal down the front straightaway here at Kansas Speedway. It's Kilojoules, Keith McClayton, and then the 193 of Ricky Johnson. That's your top three.
Yeah, the top three as they run single file here through turns number 1 and 2. First car going to go to the bottom is H.V. Hardy in the 30. He goes to the underneath the 77 of Kevin Roy. Kevin surrenders that position easily. Also, Danny Hardy going to make his way around. Kevin Roy restarted fourth. He's going to be drop kicked back to fifth. The Hardys are on the roll. Father and son sim racing. Those guys got a lot of talent behind the wheel. They run third and fourth. They chase down Kayla Jules and Keith McLean. The field racing on toward turn 1.
Yeah, definitely the talent there for that family, and it's fantastic to see those guys doing a fantastic job. And I tell you what, to race with family out on the track, that means a lot there. And the 30 and 03 put on one whale of a show right now. The 30 of H.B. Hardy right now beating Danny Hardy in 03. You'll see what happens, but another yellow flag going to slow us down here, Phil, on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. I'm going to go to work down in the trailer, find this replay, and maybe we'll get somebody interviewed here tonight.
All right, well, I got a couple of things we can cover under the yellow flag as well. Tell our viewers about some really, special programming coming up here in the next week or so on the network, but trying to go back and help you find what may have happened to put us under yellow, and I'm at this point, I'm still kind of, I don't know, I'm not finding. Maybe you'll find something for us. You have all the nifty cameras and widgets down there that maybe take us through, but I did see a car up the racetrack, but I'm not sure it was enough to cause our fourth caution flag tonight, presented by Hanover Record Service. I have no clue if Todd is ready here for the replay, but it's going to be presented by BladeNode.com. If we have something to show, Todd will certainly do that, so I'm going to put him on the spot. I don't see nothing, Todd, but you've got a lot better eyes than I do. Do we have a replay to show off?
Yep, we do. The 23 of Maverick, the John Deere number 23, comes down here into the corner, and I think one of the squirrels kicked the bucket there. The wheels stopped turning, and
oh no!
The squirrels are dead aboard the number 23 machine. Black smoke, squirrels dead. 23 going to have to go back on the business end of the wrecker there, Phil.
John Deere number 23. Well, the old big green tractor. I guess that needs a little bit of maintenance because it looks like Maverick's night going to be done in that number 23. That is definitely a tough break. We hate seeing that. Maverick, another guy who runs really well over here at Hobo, going to be out of this event early on. But give me a chance here. We know we're going to probably talk to a couple of these guys over the course of the night if we have time to. But I want to tell you all out there watching tonight via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV about some very, very special programming coming up here in the next week to 10 days on the network. This coming Sunday, a very, very special event. It's being done over at iRacing, but it's for a very, very good cause. It is to benefit Donate Life. Our friend Sawyer Swatek, his niece and family, well, his niece passed away on Easter Sunday at 22 months old, if you can believe it. Was sick there for a little while, had pneumonia, unfortunately had passed away, but the family, through a Donate Life organization, to harvest some of the organs. The little angel's life is going to save the life of 3 other babies out there. They donated kidneys and a liver. It's such a wonderful gesture for a family who may be in need of an organ that maybe you get by. So a Donate Life fundraiser is coming up this Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Yes, it's over on iRacing, but want to say it out there to all you out there maybe want to pay attention to donate here to benefit the Donate Life Foundation. We got a PayPal link up for the race as well, so we want you to tune in for that. Also, on the docket here, coming up next Thursday on May the 23rd, we're back over here in NR 2003. We're going to go pay a visit over to our friends over at ASR Racing. David Shin, all the gang over there. We lost an old friend, Walt Coburn, a couple of months ago. You remember Walt back in the days over there, the old Krispy Kreme car we ever saw. Well, Walt passed away a couple of months ago, and we want to pay respects to him over at ASR. On May the 23rd, the Walt Coburn Memorial Race is going to take part at the Michigan Speedway, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and I believe that's going to be at 8 o'clock p.m. on May the 23rd. So a lot of great programming coming up. Of course, our full schedule can be found at our website, fullvelocitytv.com, as I believe, Todd, yellow flag on the Speedway, and I believe we're going to be at least one more time around before we get back to green.
Yeah, definitely going to be one more time around before we get back to green flag racing, though, Phil. Got to say some of those things going on here, and it's great to see the fundraisers that are going on, especially that Donate for Life thing. The video is very, very moving, Phil. I know that's kind of a close to home kind of feeling after having kids go through different things, and for you and I, for Tatology of Flow, for myself, for the CHDs, or your CHDs, I should say, if you want to really, really call it, having kids go through that, and then the Donate for Life thing, that could actually save a CHD kid too if they were able to harvest a heart or something to that effect. But it's a great thing, but it's also a sad thing in the same aspect of things. So they will have a PayPal link out for that one. So if you're not going to be able to race it, I do suggest to donate to that and help those guys out, because I tell you that's a difficult time to go through something like that, Phil. I know you've had somebody walk through that Donate for Life thing, and I know we were watching the video last night, and it was rather tough for both of us, and I think that's how we ended our night, and that was not a very good ending, I tell you. But definitely tune into that.
Yeah, if you haven't gone over, check out the Full Velocity Racing Network Facebook page. Sawyer Swatek shared that out with us the other night, that video, and if you watch that, your heart will be wrenched. Just a beautiful way to pay tribute to this amazing little girl who lost her life, 22 months old, through a Donate for Life Foundation, able to donate her organs out there to save 3 lives. That's a great thing. My son was a benefactor of somebody donating tissue there to save my son's life, and he was 2 days old, going through a surgery at just over 4 pounds. So, Donate Life is in a lot of it means a lot to my family as well. So we're really looking forward to that show and hope you'll be a part of it. Check out all the information available on our website, fullvelocitytv.com, and be a part. Donate to the Donate Life Foundation as well, and I appreciate all the support that comes in. Benefit's going to go right to the Swatek family there, the Slubbock family that lost that little baby. So pay attention to that. The show coming up this Sunday night. Well, we're going back to Green Flag Racing here in Kansas. The J&K Express Towing 160 back to the Green Flag. Kayla Jewels to Keith McLean. Todd, just where we left them. Top 2 racing off of the lead off turn 2.
Yeah, McLean looks a little bit stronger there, Phil, on a longer green flag run there. He's able to chase down the 029 and kill Jules. Jules seems to be up through the gearbox rather quick in that 029 machine, able to get out to an early advantage over the 28, so McLean is going to have to chase him down here. Already over 5 car lengths separating those 2 drivers. The 193 of Ricky Johnson having a fantastic run. Look at HB Hardy up to that 4th spot. Starting to reel some of these guys in.
Yeah, he certainly is. HB Yeah, that guy's got a load of talent behind the wheel, and no doubt to see that racing machine starting to march forward. Car number 30 can run to the back of his buddy Ricky Johnson up there aboard that 193 running in third. Keep an eye on that HB Hardy number 30 Chevrolet. As we work off corner number 4, we're going to race for the race lead up front. Keila Julis has it. Keith McLean wants it. They're going to be side by side. The dead heat race are going to lead off into turn 1.
Yeah, as I said, McLean gets the better on a longer run. He must have done something to that number 28 machine, or else he's missing saving stuff there, Phil, that I didn't know. It's 28 of Keith McLean now out to the lead there. The 029 of Keila Julis moves back to that second spot. Third, still Ricky Johnson. The 30 machine of HB Hardy running in that fourth spot. Fifth right now is Danny Hardy, Kevin Roy, Jeff Fugate, Randy Smith, Brett Carter, and Steve Rubino. Steve Rubino, I should say, in the number 21 machine, running out to top 10. So a solid run for Steve.
It really is, and awesome to see Steve having an awesome run, as you said here tonight, up in the top 10. We always see, I keep paying close attention to the Hobo Racing Facebook page that they do, and I see Steve has won a couple of races here recently in the modified division, so I would love to see him win one here live in the Cup Cars on the Full Velocity Racing Network, but old Steve Rubino up there running in the top 10. A change up for that third spot. HB Hardy around to the outside of Ricky Johnson. So HB now up to the third spot. Can he run down the top 2? He's got 2 car lengths away from Keila Julis. They race off of turn 2.
Yeah, HB Hardy right now, like you said, running in that third spot. Making some headway here on Keila Julis in the 029 machine right there. Probably a car length and a half separating those two machines. Is the 30 of HB Hardy pretty fast here last time by. 30.507 to Keila Julis, 30.611 this time by. Not sure if it's going to change any of that, Phil. Yeah, indeed it is going to change a tad bit, but Keila Julis with 30.726. HB Hardy 30.666.
Yeah, and that car is digging. That 30 car is probably one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. All running the middle part of the racetrack to the outside. Nobody going down there, but near that white line through the middle of the corner, which is kind of surprising to me. I always had some good runs down there, but this is open setup racing. These cars are set up a little bit higher, it looks like, but I guess that's why, Todd, the races I didn't win at Kansas, I always got my right front tire hot. And you can certainly do that. You run that extreme low side. I see Ricky Johnson glancing it down there. I used to hug that white ladder on this place. Probably why I wasn't good here for the latter part of my career driving.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, Phil. I'm not really good at Kansas. Never have been good at Kansas. I don't even know if I finished a race here at Kansas. I like the short tracks or the super speedways, 2 extremes. I'm not one for a cookie cutter track. I've never been one. I just don't like them. I guess maybe because they're a tire eater. I'm not 100% positive. I like wacky tracks, and everybody says I'm wacky because I like New Hampshire. I like a flat track, and that's one of my favorites.
Wacky doesn't even explain it. But, Todd, we are now under the yellow flag once again here now on lap number 78. Caution flag, hit a record service caution flag for the 6th time tonight here in Kansas. And I guess I'll have to put you back to work to see what happened to put us under caution. And I'm not quite so sure. As I try to go back here and kind of give you something to maybe talk about, I'm sure you can find it. But I think our old friend Josh Boyer may have had some issues coming up turn number 4. I can't confirm or deny, but I see him rolling to the back of the field. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I could completely be wrong. Todd, save the ship. I am sinking at BladeNo.com. Full Velocity Racing is a replay. Todd, down to the booth. What do you got for us?
Definitely going to be Sorensen in the number 59. Duke Sorensen in the 59 machine. Coming up the track there, making contact with the outside wall. Makes a little bit more contact, can now hold on to it. Gets into the back, or gets into the number 51 of Roger Nebelsick. And now 51, an instant bystander. He thought he was able to be clear of the 59 machine as Duke comes down the track and makes contact. And that sends those guys pirouette spinning down the front straightaway. The 59 still spinning. See if there's any more damaged cars here throughout this one. Looks like everybody's going to roll themselves down. No more damage to the 59 car or the 51 machine. They're able to keep it rolling there, Phil. But tough break for those drivers to bring out another yellow flag here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
And a kudos to all these drivers that are behind that wrecking car to not run into it, because we have an old theory here on Saturday night. I know my buddy Bobby Farrell's over there. He is mingling up over there with the ladies over on YouTube chat. Bobby, if you can hear you, brother, the brake pedal works. I guess Hobo Racing knows what a brake pedal is. They're not necessarily going to tear up cars. Loving it. I'm sure Bobby Farrell out there, we do this in our drivers meeting every Saturday night over at TDR Racing. Shameless plug over there. But, yeah, the brake pedal works. It really makes some good, clean racing. One car gets... It's inevitable racing wrecks are going to happen. Things are going to happen. But there's nothing worse, Todd, than, you slow down for a wreck and get punted from behind from somebody who's not impatient. These guys at Hobo, well-respected, tight-knit group, and it shows because you don't see no plowing after the wrecks because that is never good. I'm happy they know where the brake pedal is. Some out there in the NR2003 community, they could probably learn. There is a brake pedal. That pedal on the left, it does work.
Yeah, sometimes you have that, what we call the old Days of Thunder terminology there, Phil. Hit that pedal, go through the smoke as fast as you can, and hopefully nobody's there, and maybe come out with a race lead or something, or better your position. That's I call that the Days of Thunder. Days of Thunder sickness is if you don't know where that brake is you just throttle through, and hopefully you hope and pray there's nothing on the other side of that one.
You hope not, and you know what's on the other side of this one here, Todd? I think Green Flag Racing is going to be coming at us here in a very short clip here at the Decatur Speedway. I do have some cars a lap down, but looks like we've had our leaders come down pit side. Keila Jules has been down pit road. I believe also HB Hardy has come down for service. You got indeed Keith McLean came down. Ricky Johnson, Danny Hardy, all those cars that come to pit road there up in the front of the field anyway. See a couple of cars that are still tagged there. So going to be at least one more lap under the caution flag here live at the Kansas Speedway. So Todd is itching at me to interview somebody. So do we want to dare bother somebody under race conditions, Todd? The last time we did this, all right, well, it's under yellow. You think it's safe. So why don't you, all right, you know what? Can we stir up the Rubino train? Do you think we can maybe grab Steve Rubino? All right, well, let's see. Let's talk, because we're all asking out there where Steven and Danny always are. I know Steve's got his hands full with race control, but let's see if we can't bother our old buddy, Mr. Rubino. I'll see if I get the Facebook button or the Facebook button, the TeamSpeak button working. We're pulling our old buddy and driver of car number 21, Steve Rubino. Steve, you're having it so far so good. A heck of a night out there running in the back part of the top 10. Tell us about your car, man. It's great to see you running good.
It could be better. But I've just figured out that I'm driving it too hard going in, so I'm backing off. I'm hitting my marks a little bit better now, so I'm getting better wear out of the tires, and I'm actually getting better speed. So I was just overexcited about the race, Phil. I guess I was overdriving it.
Well, it's easy to do here at Kansas. This place is so cool. It's always so smooth. You can really ride in the corners. Well, I've talked about it all night. You run this thing too deep, you burn up that right front tire. I think, Steve, you learned not to do that. I think we're getting one to go here next time by, man. But I want to say thank you again for having us back over here. Got to thank our buddy Brian Voiles for having us back over here. Hobo is going to be our home here on Tuesday nights here for the 10 races over the next couple of months. We are equally excited as you are, Steve. What do you think we can expect to see over these next couple of months every time we come back over?
Well, hopefully we're going to see some good racing and, bringing us to the chase, and it's going to make it exciting. So, but, with the large fields that we got, it's really, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, you're running like I'm in 13th right now, and I'm busting my can, as Herman says, all night long, and I'm in 13th. These big fields and the guys up front are very fast.
All right. Well, Steve, thanks for a couple of words there, brother. We'll let you get back to it. Todd, we're getting ready to go back green. I was going to talk to one of the good guys, and Steve is certainly one of the good guys, so we'll put him back up to the race channel. We're getting ready to go back. Green Flag Racing here in Kansas, Todd.
That green flag is back out, the iRacing flag, green flag that is. Though 29 kilojoules leads the charge down into turn number 1. Look at HB Hardy in the second spot. And the number 30 machine, the number 28, Keith McLean, running in the third. So they switched roles just a tad bit on pit stops there. As McLean looking all over the rear bumper of the 30, but HB Hardy, great run for that Razor-sponsored machine. The Avalon-sponsored Keith McLean, the number 28, now down to the bottom. Look at the width over the run that he's got off of turn number 4, side by side down the front straightaway. McLean on the bottom, the 30 up top, as McLean leads the charge down into 1, but Hardy holding his own up on the top shelf of the Speedway.
It is the blue oval versus the bow tie, racing for the second spot, and give it to that Ford Mustang, car number 28. Texaco Haviland sponsored Old Baby Allison paint scheme on Keith McLean, now up to the second spot around Mr. H.V. Hardy there in that number 30 Chevrolet Camaro. That thing is an awesome-looking scheme. Does Keith have one more shot to make at the race lead? He's going to look under Keelan Gillis. They're going to pump door-to-door time. We're racing for the race lead off into turn one.
Yeah, side-by-side battle for the top spot, and give it to the 28 of McLean as he just barely nudges in front of the Killer Jewels there. No 29 machine, so dropkick Killer back to the second spot. The 30 of HB Hardy running in the third. Fourth is now the 193 machine, that Voiles Trucking number 193. That is Ricky Johnson, and Danny Hardy rounds out your top five as they are running right now. So looking through the field, Phil, there's a lot of good guys here. It's tough, like Steve said, it's tough to make up positions here. These guys are just all so good. They're able to be consistent. Now the number 9 machine, a Fugate, starting to make a charge here late in the going there, Phil, and able to look down to the bottom there momentarily of Kevin Roy. But that Sundrop number 7 machine, that bow tie machine, able to hold on to the 7th position as of now.
Yeah, and Fugate comes in tonight second in the point standings, and he's just kind of been lurking there, Todd. Was outside the top 10 for a while, crawled into the middle part of the top 10, and now racing up there with Kevin Roy as those guys will race on for the 6th spot. Roy going to wash a little bit up the racetrack. Jeff going to try to put that bright green number 9 down there to the low side, help to fall back in line. That car is so bright, Todd, even I can see it. Good run so far. Jeff Fugate's one of those guys. Come the Hobo, you don't count out. We got a star-studded top 5. But that guy is no slouch either. He's trying to chase down Kevin Roy. We got racing up there. It looks like, is that for third between H.P. Hardy, Ricky Johnson, also Danny Hardy there. They race off at a 1, racing for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Ricky Johnson's been down to the bottom side in that 193 machine, able to get up alongside the 30 of H.P. Hardy here for a little bit as they come down the back straightaway. Looks like the advantage goes to the 193 Ricky Johnson here going into turn number 3. But H.P. Hardy, no easy guy to pass in that number 30 machine. He's not going away. Middle of the top groove. Man, it just shows you how good this old Kansas Speedway was there, Phil. The original game track.
It's still great. I mean, it's awesome. I ran out one the other day that was edited from a 2014 previous version, was 3 grooves. That was probably the best Kansas out there that I ever raced on outside this game track. This game track always provided some really good, terrific racing. It is certainly doing it here tonight in the old game version, the Kansas Speedway, as we race off into turn number 3. H.B. Hardy versus Ricky Johnson, a pair of buddies racing the third, door-to-door off the corner. Who's it going to be? Too close to call. Johnson washes up. Give Hardy advantage. Now, Fugate, he's going to come back under the 77 of Roy. Those 5 cars under a blanket heading off into turn 1.
And those 5 cars doing a fantastic job. And sideways contact! Hardy, HB Hardy to 30, hard into the outside wall. And he was spinning around like a top. Hopefully nobody else got involved in that one, Phil. But it looked like he got loose and overcorrected really quickly in that number 30 machine. Hardy, hard into the outside wall. Tough break for that 30 Razor sponsor machine. We're going to go to work to show the replay, but HB Hardy, man, oh man, what a hard hit.
I am shocked that a veteran like himself may have made a mistake right there and hicked up, and I'm not sure if he had a case of dirty air or whatever the heck happened there, but HB Hardy's Razor, keyboard Razor, Technologies car number 30 going around in a knot and going to put us under caution. I believe for the 6th time here tonight, the Kansas Speedway J&K Express Towing 160 tonight. Once again, condolences out there to Jennifer Nebelsick, her uncle passing away earlier this morning. Roger asked me to give them a shout out here tonight. We're definitely thinking of them, our thoughts and prayers. But we are under the Hanover Record Service yellow flag once again. It allows us to go back and take a look at a BladeNode.com Full Velocity Racing Network replay. Todd, show it off. What happened to that 30 car of HB Hardy?
As he's arcing it into the corner in that number 30 machine, he's arcing it, and you can see him get tail happy. He gets loose in that 30 machine, and he just overcorrects it. You can watch his tires just go hard to the right, hard into the wall as he spins around like a top there in the number 30 machine. He finally comes down. He's coming down the track. I don't think he makes any contact there with any other drivers. Nope. The number 30 machine comes to a rest on the inside. Great job by all the other drivers to miss that one there, Phil. That could have been a lot worse. But the 30 of HB Hardy, I believe that's going to end his night.
Yeah, it certainly did. Heavy damage to that car. The 30 going to go off on the wreck of the Hanover Record Service record. And a tough break there tonight for car number 30, HB Hardy's. Looks like a lot of our leaders, Todd, have elected to come down pit road, maybe for a splash of gas, maybe a couple of tires down there as they race off of pit road. First car out of the pits looks like is going to be the 029 of Keela Julis, Matt Stern, and the 04. That Coors running machine looks like he may be the second car off of pit road, and Matt Stern was on a lead lap, so it must be a gamble there. Matt was outside the top 15. When this thing cycles back around, Todd, we have Matt Stern in the 04 car racing up to the top 5. That's a way of to make a gamble of a move right there, as we're going to be about 15 laps to go when we get back to green flag racing.
Definitely track position being a better factor here tonight, Phil, is you want to get that track position. It's so hard to pass these drivers, as all of them really, really consistent so far, up, especially inside the top 10. And just that much harder, as Steve was saying here in his interview. It's hard to pass some of these guys. You really got to be up on the wheel driving each and every time. But I mean, track position, that gamble may pay off there, right directly behind Kilojoules and the 029 machine. We'll see what happens. And some of these other drivers that believe down here, they're going to try to get their laps back. I believe that'd be the 37 of Brendan Spatafora and the number 25 of Ron Simpson. Those guys looking to get their laps back there currently in front of Kilojoules.
Yeah, absolutely right. It looks like they may get one back here the hard way. As I take a peek over here in this YouTube chat, Todd, the ladies over here keep this thing grounded all night long. Barbara and Judy and Ann and Michelle over here, but I see we got Average Joe over there. Bobby Farrell's been out there, and our old buddy Andy Margot checking in. Always great when Andy's out there watching, because that guy has been a loyal follower for us for a long time. So, Andy, welcome aboard. Hope you're enjoying the show as much as we are here tonight. J&K Towing Service, Express Towing, 160 tonight here in Kansas. Hobo Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. Cannot thank Brian and Kathy Voiles enough for coming aboard here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network and being one of our Royal Blue sponsors. If you want to get involved as a sponsor here on the network, it is very easy to do. You can either contact us directly through our Facebook page via email at fullvelocitytv@gmail.com, or going to our website, check out, you click on Become a Sponsor. 3 tiers there, the Royal Blue, the True Blue, and the Basic Blue package. Get involved here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We would love to put your small business out there, because we like to take care of the people who take care of us, Todd. Sim Racers, Real Race out there. We want to get the word out on all of it, just like our great new sponsors here tonight. Guys like Voiles Trucking, our buddy Jason Salter over at Trash Panda Graphics over at iRacing, as well as our brand new sponsor, South Texas Speedway. So cool to have Scott Bogloff and the co-owner and founder of Race on Texas. Those guys coming aboard as one of our True Blue sponsors. Always great to have new partners, and always welcoming a lot more, because it's so great to have so many great people that support what we do and support sim racing as a whole.
Yeah, definitely great to see those guys and how they support sim racing there, Phil. Is going to get a chance to get those logos up. Hopefully we'll get some logos up here towards the end of the evening here. Once again, all great logos for every one of our sponsors here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Like I said, you got to thank all those guys. You got to thank everybody out there in YouTube chat box. You got to thank everybody Facebook Live, Twitch. If you haven't followed either one of those, if you haven't followed YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. Like YouTube, and go over to Twitch. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. There's other avenues that you can follow us on, and if one goes down, you have another one to go there. So hopefully all 3 of them don't go down at once, Phil. We could be kind of screwed here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But green flag going to come back out. The iRacing I-flag green flag. 029 leads the charge.
029, Akela Jewis going to lead the field back into turn number 1 with Matt Stern, Ricky Johnson, Danny Hardy, and Keith McLean of the 28 now having to come from that P5 position. KJ going to pull them off the corner the big way. Matt Stern with that tire gamble up front, Todd. He's going to fall under surrender. Ricky Johnson on the inside. They race on for the second spot off into turn 3.
Yeah, Ricky Johnson taking over the second spot there. The Keith McLean 28 machine trying to pull a 2-fer there as he dives deep down to the bottom side. Going to take over that second spot. He's able to get by both those cars here in a lap, though. Keith McLean, that just shows you how fast he is there in that number 28 machine. So McLean now just back up the track there, Phil. Maybe went into the corner just a tad bit too hard. He's got to take care of that right front tire. He's going to probably be able to track down Kilojoules. Jules already out to a 1.7 second advantage. Wow.
Yeah, you take care of the right front tire, Todd. Do you see that bright yellow and black number 029 out of their front? If I am Keith McLean, it is not a time for saving. It is time for digging, boy, because next time by here at the line, we are going to be 10 laps remaining in tonight's main event, and the interval at the line, Todd, 1.974 seconds. KJ has pulled 2 seconds of these guys. Wow, Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Danny Hardy, those guys and everybody on back, they want to chase down that 29. They may want to get some kind of nitro fuel because that guy, well, he's just gone.
Yeah, definitely gone. It is though 29 machine 1.974, like you said, over the 28 of Keith McLean. McLean's going to try to track him down. The 193, Ricky Johnson running third. Danny Hardy and Keith Roy, those guys pretty much together. Roy a little bit off the pack, but look at the battle going on here. Back in the pack here with the 04 machine. As you can tell, he's on older tires and he's just holding up the cars directly behind him, but doing a great job of trying to stay out of the way too at the same aspect of things there, Phil. But man, look at them all over the rear bumper of that 04 machine.
They're getting so close to him right now they can almost share the same fire suit off the corner as Matt Stern drifts up off the fourth turn. Open the door for that bright green number 9 of Jeff Fugate to race down to the low side. That is racing there for the 6th spot. Give it to Fugate as they enter the corner. And Stern may not be done yet because he's going to have guys like Herman Reese right there ready to jump in his lap as well. Eddie Rayleigh, Josh Boyer is in there. Those guys all racing around Matt Stern, racing good position, side by side off into turn 3.
Yeah, trying to get around the 04. It was a great gamble, though, for Stern there. He's dropping through the field, though. Unfortunate there for the Coors-sponsored machine. It's the 112 machine, a rally. Trying to come up through the field here again. Eddie Raleigh in the 112. Now down to the bottom side there momentarily. These guys are really chucking and jiving, juking and jiving all the way around here, Phil. As man, there's no chucking. There's a lot of taking here as of right now.
Yeah, a whole lot of taking, and I think a little bit less give than we saw early on. As I saw Herman Reese hit the outside wall, arcing it off into turbo 1 and 2. That may have upset the 73 car a little bit. He's trying to race down in front of him. Josh Boyer aboard that number 41. Those guys back here racing for what is 6th or 7th, 8th, and 9th up there. Eddie really there as well. Matt Stern, you got Randy Smith with the 10 car trying to make waves. Also, you got old Steve Rubino back there. Rich Knappick's in there as well. There's a good 6-7 car race, Todd. It is certainly unsettled for 6th on back now heading off toward turn 1.
Yeah, as we were watching watching what was happening up front there, but the yellow flag going to fly here, Phil. That's going to tighten the field up one more time here at the Kansas Speedway here for the Hobo Racing League. Going to have to go back to work to find out what brought out the most recent yellow flag here at thebladenode.com. Instant replay will be coming your way shortly.
Yeah, it absolutely will, and it looks like, go look up what I believe could be the Eddie Rayleigh 112. I think I've seen his car involved, and I think he could have had a little bit of help, I got a feeling. I guess Todd will have to go back there, take a look at our BladeNode.com full velocity instant replay, and I'm not sure. As my quick look is, we may have an incident here, Todd. If you make the call out of what happened, let's first let you show it off. Show us what happened here. BladeNode.com full velocity instant replay. I believe Eddie Rayleigh and Matt Stern may have had a little disagreement of space out there. Oh, no. Oh. It is absolutely trashed, and I feel bad for Brian Voiles because I don't think he anticipated Eddie's car rolling up the outside lane of the speedway down the track, and that really tough. If Brian Voiles' car wasn't, junked up enough already, it certainly is now. Brian Voiles back there running 23rd. It looks like the night going to be done for Eddie Rayleigh in the 112 car, so that is certainly a tough break. 8th Hanover Record Service caution flag of the night greets us out here at Kansas on lap number 103, so we are setting up for a little less than a 5-lap shootout with a couple of cars a lap down. Probably, Todd, we're looking more like a 2 to 3 lap shootout here to finish this one here tonight. And you look up front, that big lead that KJ had built up on the 29 is now gone. Bring guys like Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Danny Hardy back into it. How about Kevin Roy with a really good solid top 5 run? Jeff Fugate's up there, Josh Boyer, Herman Reese. You never count Herman out. Steve Rubino up in the top 10 running in ninth, and Randy Smith, the 10 car, runs in our top 10. If these guys are starting double file here at the end of the race, I believe they're going to start single file, but you legitimately now open up the possibility if anybody inside the top 5, maybe even any of the top 10, with a lucky break, it could be them that ends up at victory lane. If you're watching right now, do not go anywhere because the drama anticipation is about to pick up in a big way because we got a shootout to settle this one here tonight.
Yeah, definitely a shootout going to happen here at the Kansas Speedway there, Phil. And you know you got to have a favorite out there in Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. You got to have a favorite out there. We're going to ask you one question. Who's it going to be here tonight? And we want to know it there. Shout it out in YouTube. Shout it out in Facebook. Shout it out in Twitch. Let us know who your favorite is. Who's going to pick up the win? Is it going to be Kilojoules? Is it going to be Keith McLean, Ricky Johnson, Danny Hardy, Kevin Roy, Jeff Fugate, Josh Boyer, Herman Reese, Steve Rubino, Randy Smith? Any of the cars inside the top 10. It could be a car outside the top 10 for all that matter. Who's it going to be?
Who is going to be the big winner here tonight in the J&K Express Towing 160 here in Kansas? We hope you get predictions out there now. As I see out there, let's just say Rizimo, my screen is so small, rooting for Roy, and I love it. That's an underdog right there in the 77. Kevin Roy going to restart in 5th. Love the call over there in YouTube chat. Keep those predictions coming in. If Todd got that deep down in the belly, ask you who's it going to be tonight. We want to know what you're thinking. Average Joe's out there saying Keith McLean is going to be the big winner here tonight in Kansas. I like that pick. That's a pretty trendy little pick right there. I'll check over here to see if Twitch has anybody chiming in. It looks like Twitch has been an absolutely dead media over there tonight. Twitch is absolutely just lifeless. Facebook is pretty slow there. See a couple of our friends have tuned in over there. Guys like Jamie Tedder have tuned in. I see also the likes of see David Chinner, old buddy over there, taking a peek as well. So good to see the Facebook Live audience here listening over there. Todd put the call out there. Who's it going to be? And he's going to go into that. He's going to get that one deep from the girdling part of the stomach. We want to know what you're thinking out there. Keep those predictions coming in, and we will see who is it going to be, Todd, as we go to victory lane here coming up in a couple of short circuits from now here in Kansas.
Yeah, as we're getting ready for green flag, a couple more out there rooting for the 77 machine. Resito, and then you got Bobby Farrell out there. Can Phil still win it? They have faith in Phil. Faith in Phil to try to win this race here from Kansas. How many laps down will you be? 105 laps down, Phil. You might be able to win it. You never know. Miracles do happen. It's the green flags at the RDI Racing High Flag green flag. And look at the start for Keith McLean trying to get up alongside the Kilojoules aboard the 029 as they drag race down into turn number 1. Not quite side by side, but Jules gets loose. Up the track goes Kilojoules. Pounds the outside wall. Pancaking that right side of that machine. Keith McLean to the lead. Ricky Johnson going to move into that second spot.
Yeah, Keith McLean is in the move that may win the race off of turn number 4 because this time by at the line, we are going to put 107 on the board. Keith McLean going to be the first here to the start-finish line, taking the white flag off here in Kansas. He's got a little bit of a gap there between himself and Ricky Johnson. KJ still back there, Danny Hardy, Kevin Roy. That's your top 5 as we race off of turn 2 for the final time.
As they come down the back straightaway for the final time, like you said, Keith McLean now into turn number 3 in that number 28 machine as he comes off of turn number 4, that Haviland Ford Mustang, the number 28. Keith McLean going to take down the victory here at Kansas Speedway Hobo Racing League.
Keith McLean picking up the win tonight in the J&K Express Towing 160 for the Hobo Racing Voiles Trucking Cup Series. McLean going to pick up the win over Ricky Johnson. Kilojoules going to finish up 3rd. Danny Hardy 4th. Kevin Roy going to bring it home tonight with a good solid top 5 run. 6th going to be Jeff Fugate. 7th, Josh Boyer. 8th for Steve Rubino. 9th will be Herman Reese. Randy Smith ends up with a good solid top 10 run. 11th will be Rich Napick. Jason San Diego 12th. Danny Rubino rallies back to finish 13th. Ricky Bumble 14th. Harry Codian rounds out our top 15. 16th will be Roger Nebelsick. Old pushrod Bob Becker, he'll finish up 17th. Brett Carter finishes 18th. Brendan Spadafora 19th. And Richie Pauly in the number 61 car. He rounds out our top 20. Ron Simpson finishes 21st. Matt Stern 22nd. 1 lap down, we find Brian Voiles. He'll finish up 23rd. 3 laps down, 24th. We find Duke Sorensen. Larry D will finish up 25th. The remainder of the field out of the event include Eddie Rayleigh, H.V. Hardy, Maverick, Clifton, Ashley, and Steve Grant. 30 cars took the green flag here just about 90 minutes ago, and it is the big winner, Keith McLean. He goes to victory lane here in Kansas. We'll talk to him and the rest of our top 3 live on the Post Race Show coming up next on your source for esports racing. Do not go anywhere. Back here live at your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network post-race show for the Hobo Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking. Check them out today on Facebook, Voiles Trucking. Thank you to Brian and Kathy Voiles. Big winner here tonight in Canada is going to be Keith McLean. Ricky Johnson going to finish up second, and finishing up third tonight will be our guest now aboard that 029, the fastest car here tonight in Kansas. Finishing up third, the 029, Keila Jules. And Keila, tell us about it. Oh, KJ, that car was really a good rocket there, but that last little burst there, somehow, some way, Keith found some last speed there on that short burst. Tell us about the run your car had. You had a really good fast piece.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with the pole. I wasn't expecting having short run speed. It was more of a long run speed. After about 10 laps, I could hook the bottom better than most people and just kind of rotate on the center. The car was good all night. The whole team, PPR2, we were all up front tonight. That last restart, I tried to time it. It's been coming out the green about the same spot every night, and I guess I timed it wrong. As soon as I hit the gas, it didn't go green, so I had to lift, and as soon as Keith got to my quarter there, I knew it was pretty much over. And then I got so loose. I thought I was going to wreck the field in turn 1.
Oh, man, that car really stepped out. Yeah, you say that. I was kind of peeking at that start. You timed him good all night long. For whatever reason, this old 16-year-old game, we still all know and love it. Sometimes has those quirks of throwing us a little sneak there. I think it caught you by surprise, really helped Keith take down the win here tonight. But racetrack, it's the old game, Candace. It knows that typically you run down low, you burn the tires up. Your car seemed to be really consistent all night long, especially the short burst of speed you had. You got out front. You really started to drive away there. I'm sure you hated to see that caution flag because you had the field covered by about 2 seconds or better there, that little portion of the run there about coming up at 10 to go. It's got to feel good to have a great car like you did because it was awfully fun to watch. You had so much speed in that thing.
Yeah, it was good on the short run. It was good on the long run. Kansas, if you run it too hard, you'll burn the tires right off of it. So you got to find a consistent pace and just kind of ride and save the tires. And my car was really good on saving the tires tonight. But I'd let people go who was faster than me. I knew I'd run them back down. It's just got to save the tires on the car.
It's a guy right here you can learn so much from if you study the way this guy races, the way he saves his stuff. He always ends up near the front of the field. KJ live here tonight on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Anybody out there watching who want to say hello to or thank friends, family, and sponsors, I give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. And again, congratulations, buddy, on an awesome third place run here tonight.
First, I want to say thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. It was a good race tonight, a lot of green flag runs. I also want to give a shout out to Keith for beating me. It was a good race all night long. We were pretty much the same car all night. It was 2 different setups, but we had the same speed. All of PPR2, the team was really good tonight. And I also want to thank Steve and all the admins at Hobo for putting this race on, and Brian Voiles for sponsoring the race. It was a good race. I hope it was good live for everybody to watch, and I'll see y'all next week.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it, folks. This guy's a class act all the way around, guy who's been racing this sim for a long time. Mr. Kilojoulis right there aboard. Car number 029 finishes up second or third. I'm going to run down here also. We'll talk to the guy who finished up in that second spot tonight aboard that Voiles Trucking 193. An old friend, Ricky Johnson, ended up in the second spot here tonight. And Ricky, you had a really good, solid car all night long. You could just never find your way up to the lead. Was it aero-tight out there? Was it just down on speed? I was expecting you to go out there and lead some laps tonight, but somehow KJ and Keith had you covered. A couple of teammates and buddies of yours out there. What made those cars so much more faster than yours did?
Oh, it was just arrow tight, and they had just something different. We all come in here, and we all spend hours practicing. We all find something that works for us, and you know, older tires, it gets loose on exit, it gets tight on entry, and you're just fighting to see whoever's got something that works. And my car was just not holding up in the long run, so we gave what we got and almost brought it home.
To finish second in a crowd like this, man, I would feel like I'd jump out of the car and probably spike the helmet being so happy. That's a good run for you out there on that 193, finishing up second here tonight. But the Old Faithful Game Track, Kansas Speedway, a track that I think some of us out there probably run thousands and thousands of laps on. How good, do you have anything in the bag of tricks as far as an old setup that may be money here? What do you pull out being a veteran racer when you come to a place like this? Even in these new mods, do you tweak on an old setup, or does the old setup come in, just stick like glue like it used to?
Oh, it all depends. At a track like this, you could probably come here 4 or 5 times, and there's bound to be something that you have to change or make it different, because you never know how your driving style is going to change over the years and all that stuff. There's just so many stipulations that come into play, and it just takes a lot of practice to pick it back up. And it does help having teammates, it does help having old setups, but at the end of the day, you still got to change something to make it feel right for you. And I had nothing for those two. Those two were freaking flying. That's all I know. And it was a fun time. Really good race.
It absolutely was. Well, Ricky, great to talk to you here once again, brother. It's certainly been a long time. Always good to see your name out there pop up in a server on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We are live tonight via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Anybody out there watching you want to say hello to, friends, family, and sponsors, anybody to thank there, bud. The floor is all yours. Take it away, and congratulations once again. A solid second-place run for you.
Thank you, and thank you guys for broadcasting this race, and thank you to everyone who's supported me over the years.
Absolutely. There you have it, folks. If you haven't looked at this guy's a good streamer as well. A lot of great races up there on his YouTube page. Check him out, Ricky Johnson. One of the good guys out here in the NR 2003 community. He finishes up second here tonight here in Kansas. So we have talked to third. We have talked to second. There was one more to talk to, and that is Keith McLean, who is in BladeNode.com, Victory Lane, with our buddy Todd Stanton down there. So take it away from the winner's circle there, buddy.
Yeah, definitely down here in Victory Lane there with the driver, the number 28 Howland, one of my favorite cars out there. I like those throwbacks. Keith McLean taking down the victory here tonight. You were wicked fast here. You were just as fast as Killa here tonight, but able to take down the victory here, able to sneak around the outside, able to get around the 029 here in the last few laps. Keith, tell us about this race. It was amazing.
We had a damn good race. Me and KJ, we kind of just could take off after a few laps. I was a little better than him early in the run, and I think he was a little better than me later in the run. But it was a restart there that did everything. He went low there, try to not give up the position, and it ended up screwing him getting down into one. He didn't have the right angle.
Yeah, definitely didn't have the right angle. No. Yeah, he pancaked the outside wall there, Keith, and it cost him another position there for that matter. But able to fool him there to go up to the outside. He tried to block the run of what you had. He knew you were coming there. You guys had a good setup, especially like you said. You were a little bit on the shorter run. KJ was a little bit for the longer run, but that's where you were getting it there on the restart. You knew you had to do something there, and we could see it there. The last couple laps. What an amazing race, though. I mean, between you guys and how you guys fought back through. You almost had a green flag pit stop there. You guys were in the middle of green flag pit stops here early, but that yellow flag kind of hampered that one. You think it would have played out a little bit different, maybe pit stop strategy-wise?
It could have. We were getting ready to pit that one time, and I told him, well, let's wait and see if, because pit road's a little tricky getting down in there. I said, let's wait and see what happens. And I think we had just posted the pit, and then somebody spun, so it worked out for us.
How was the tire wear out there, Keith? Phil and I have always talked about Kansas. This is the game portion of the Kansas Speedway, and Tell us about the tire wear. How extreme was the tire wear with this open setup? Could you burn that right front off pretty good?
I was burning the right rear off. We'd go half a tank before the right front would turn yellow, which that's what we always try to do anything. And that's hard to do on the original game tracks.
Yeah, definitely hard. It's rather difficult to burn something like that. That goes to show you that the open setups, and you guys were doing a fantastic job here tonight, Keith, and great race to you.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a good race. It's fun racing your teammates. Me and KJ been racing together for a while, and it's always good to beat him.
Well, Keith, I'm ready to the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you, we'd like to thank you here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and hopefully we'll see you down here in Victory Lane a little bit more. We got a lot more broadcasts and shows coming up for you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Steve Rubino and Dan Rubino from Hobo Racing. They got a great league. They're good guys. It's a great place to race. I'd like to thank everybody that watched and enjoyed the show. I'd like to give a shout out to Jessica. I hope you were watching. That's KJ's wife. But anyway, that's all I got, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, taking down the victory here, Hobo Racing, and the Kansas Speedway driver of the number 28 Texaco Haviland sponsored machine, Keith McLean, taking down the victory here tonight, Phil. Great race here this evening. I couldn't ask for a better race myself to broadcast here tonight, NASCAR 2003 style. Man, I look forward to coming back.
I cannot wait, and we're going to be back here to Hobo in a big way. I believe we're back here live 2 weeks from tonight here with these guys. Let me see if I can't get the schedule pulled up here really quick. For sure I have the FullVelocityTV.com website bookmark. You should also as well, and I look here on my calendar. And the next time we come back to Hobo is now I click away off the mouse. And what the heck is happening here? We come back, I believe, next week. We're back here at Hobo Racing on the 14th of May. So, yeah, we're going to be right back here 1 week from tonight. Hobo Racing League. Can't wait to come back here. Got to thank Voiles Trucking. They're the big main sponsors here tonight. They're responsible for getting us over here. Got to thank Brian and Kathy Voiles for all they do for us. Got to thank all our presenting sponsors, of course. Voiles Trucking, Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, South Texas Speedway. Check them out, SouthTXSpeedway.com. Thank you, Scott, all those guys over there. Also going to say hello and thank you to BladeNode.com, Montstar Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Full Throttle with the Gent, Trash Panda Graphics, and Evil One Graphics. A lot of great partners. A lot of us here behind the scenes are very thankful for them. Guys like Ron Piles, Jack Truin, myself, and my partner Todd Stanton, signing off tonight here live on your source for esports racing, but back here live on the airwaves tomorrow night, back at iRacing on the dirt track of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Coliseum, this week for another round of Dirt Warrior Racing. Wednesday night street fights, 9 p.m. tomorrow night. We will be there. So for Todd, I am Phil, for the entire cast of characters. Special thanks to Brian, Steve Rubino, Danny Rubino, the entire group of Hobo. We'll see you back here next week with more Full Velocity TV on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. Have a good night.
Good night.